Okay, I'm just going to shoot as I go along. I've completely stripped the top end again, and I'm now raising everything back up. The bottom is looking all right. I do have enough paste coming down here now, and by raising all this top up, I'll have even more paste, so I can then adjust the bottom. So my initial plan was to have the start gate here. It comes down to the corner and turn left. I'm going to abandon that, and we're just going to have the start just here, and the cars will run all the way along and obviously take their journey. So now what I'm doing is this first turn, I'm just going to bring a little bit forward, just so it's a little bit shorter run, and that'll give us a nice run off from up there right to that turn, and then then it'll come down this little chicane, hit there, and obviously down the track. So that's where I'm at now. I'm going to get stuck into this, and I'll shoot another bit later. Okay, a couple of hours later, I now have the start gate up here. As I said before, I've now got that section in. Look, by my eye, it looks good, okay? And I can always slow it down just by putting some humps and stuff in there. But if it's not steep enough, we can't speed it up. I've moved this across. It was here, and that's come across. And that hole, by the way, used to have a tripod which actually had the camera in there, just so when the cars came past on shorty, it didn't shake the camera. Bit of a trick if you don't know how to get your camera nice and smooth. So, don't attach it to the track, otherwise it's going to be shaking all over the place. The next step is to now build this. Stuff everywhere on the floor. The next step is to now build this section to meet up with this. I kind of just got this in place on a really weird looking angle, but using those brackets, as you can see under there, I can always adjust. Okay, I've got a hinge down here, so I'm able to maneuver that up and down as I like. So this is the trickiest section out of the whole track, is this middle section. I've got to maintain the speed out of turn 1 into this little chicane. We need to speed up, and then it needs to keep the speed down there. But yeah, so this is the next section. I'll be back in a couple more hours when I've done everything. Just another trick. I'm sure you might know this, but a really good way to support a track without having to cut wood the whole time is just use your offcuts. I've just got a bit of a 2x4 offcut there, as you can see. I use these brackets. Just grab a piece of offcut of wood, right? Just put one screw in there, and therefore you can get any angle you need. And if you need to get it higher, take the screw out, raise her up, and vice versa. If you need to get it lower, take the screw out and do that. Once you're happy with the track and the angle, well, then you can come in and lock this in with more brackets or whatever you need to do to be able to lock it in. It's a really good way to repurpose wood and all that sort of stuff. It saves you having to buy more wood, cut it and go, oh man, I've choked. I cut it too short or it's too long. Okay, I'm back into this, back in a while. And here we are, many hours later. I have reconstructed the 4-lane beast of a thing. What I've done is, obviously in that previous video, I've shortened the back by a bit. I've relayed this middle section, and obviously I've laid in the top. We're not going to start from here and do a dog leg. We're going to start here, come all the way down. But look, there it is, and I think it looks good. You've got to say that. It looks good, it's impressive. I've chucked a couple of cars down, and I'll tell you what, it's the closest that we've ever been. Look at that. How good does that look? I'm using the fatter wall, or the higher walls here, and also down here. I've just got to go find some more for there, and for there, and if I can't, I've also got my 3D printed parts that I can chuck in there. What else have I done? I've got supports here. Don't forget, repurpose your wood. Just put one screw in there so you can re-angle everything, so you can move everything here. Same with these pieces of wood. Just put one screw in so you can re-angle it. See what I mean? And then when you're happy, you know, this is called timing the track. You know, you might need a little bit higher there or a little bit lower, and play around with it. You know, spend a few days playing around with it before you lock it in, because this is quite a big model. It's the largest track that I've ever made, and we're at build number 10 at the moment, and I think this is it. The cars can come down, even the slower cars get down sort of, and you know what, the slower cars, if they can't get down, well that's it, you know, they're out of the comp or out of the race. What else can I say about this track? Yeah, so I've got the fundamentals down, you know, the basic building blocks of the track down. Now we can go through and time it by, just hang on a sec, by just using little bits of foam here and there. You know, we might need a bit more speed up top, so we might put a little bit of foam. Or, you know, we might need to slow it down, so we'll put a bit of foam here to give it a hump or whatever. Excuse me. Okay, I've got two cars. I've got what have I got? Two Holdens. Okay, let me just see if I can do this. I'll put them in the centre, so they're going to be closer to each other. Gee, it's really hard to do this one-handed. Just hang on a sec. Okay, two Holdens. You ready, set, and go. How about that? That pace is pretty good, I've got to tell you. Just want to tell you something else about this track. I've tried to make it as even as possible. This is why I've spent so long building this bloody thing, I'll tell you, man. So we obviously there's three turns. Let me just get back so you can see. There's three corners, right? So obviously the bias is towards the inside. I've tried to take out the bias, or the, you know, if you have the inside, you're always generally going to get across the line first because you've got shorter to travel, but I've tried to take that out. So the inside car comes along here, hits this first turn, and as he comes through, he hits this 45, he's suddenly on the outside, right? So he's on the outside, he's on the outside, he's still on the outside, still on the outside, he's still on the outside because we put another 45 here, we put another 45 here, he's still on the outside, and he comes through. So really, we're almost, all lanes are almost even. The only difference is going to be this section here, okay, where the outside lane, believe it or not, has the advantage. So if we get up this little Ford, I'll put him on the outside, he ends up on the inside at the end of the race. So he's on the inside, on the inside, on the inside, on the inside, and he's on the inside. So it's really a pretty fair playing field. Both cars have to travel the same distance through these two 45s. All cars have to travel the same distance through these two 45s. All cars have to travel the same distance through this last turn, that first turn, and as I'll say it again, it's only here that there's a discrepancy in distance. It's not much. I did measure it out and I just forgot what it was. It's not much, but you know, when we're doing tournament racing, all cars will swap lanes anyway, so it's not really going to matter. Let's chuck in these two fast cars. So these are the fastest the fast cars. Let's see how they go. Man, they're flying. Holy moly. They're flying. And I've got a couple of slow cars which I don't want to race because it's embarrassing to see these Fords not make it down. And by the way, our next tournament is going to be these two teams, Holden versus Ford, and we have a special guest commentator. NZ Racing has taken some time off and we have a special guest commentator. So that'll happen as soon as I can now pretty this track up and do all the graphics and all that sort of stuff for the new tournament. So there we are. There's the build. Welcome to the new track. It hasn't got a name yet, so I'll have to work on that, come up with some idea. So yeah, I'm wrapped. It took 10 builds to get this together. How many weeks? 2 weeks. I think Mount Western Raceway, the first track, took 15, and that was just, had 2 turns. Unbelievable, hey? It's the 4-lane wonder. How good does she look, man? 4 lanes. It's a really challenging build, and it's really broken me mentally. I'll be waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning going, I've got an idea. Race out here and give it a crack. But finally we're here. I'm wrapped, absolutely wrapped. And let's just hope we have some good racing on it. Yeah, so as you can see, it can take fast cars and slow cars. Just got to source more of this this stuff here. All right, thanks again for watching, everyone. Thanks for your patience with going through my mental state in this build. But there it is. So now, as I say, I'll just pretty it up, you know, lock everything in. I'll build, you know, obviously we'll get rid of the Aussie Post box and all that sort of stuff. Maybe we should keep it. No, I'm just joking. And then we'll work out the finish line and how I'm going to shoot that, because that's going to be difficult to come around and, yeah, do that. I might have to stick a camera in here so he grabs the cars as they come through. Oh, and then I would say the cars may have that little 180 merger lane that I made, so the cars swing back here. Okay, I'm going to find the coldie I can find and kick back and throw some cars down this track. Okay, catch ya.